Brutal Barracuda, a Sniper Elite channel.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the start of Season Pass 2 of Sniper Elite 5. Yes, Rebellion has just released the first DLC pack of Season Pass 2 with the Rough Landing pack, which includes a new campaign mission and 2 new weapons. It's hard to believe it's been over 3 months since the Conqueror DLC, and it's now time for Carl's next mission. So let's take a look and see if this DLC is worth your hard-earned cash. So first up is the new Shogun Shotgun. Yes, the drilling shotgun is no longer our only option as far as shotguns go. But how does it compare to the drilling? Well, the Shogun's max damage comes in at 160, which is 40 damage less than the drilling's beastly 200 damage. Reload times are close, but the Shogun just about outdoes the drilling with its max reload time of 2.19 seconds compared to the drilling's 2.32 seconds. The drilling does have a slightly better rate of fire at 324 rounds per minute compared to the Shogun's 286 rounds per minute, but at the cost of slower reloads, worse recoil, and only having 3 cartridges compared to the Shogun's 5 cartridges. And both shotguns have the same audible range of 105 meters. Surprisingly, the Shogun can have the long-range slugs of the drilling equipped, which I was quite surprised about. I figured Rebellion added those as a compromise to the drilling's lack of actual rifle barrel which it should have had. But no, the slugs are available for the Shogun. There's not a huge amount in it really. The drilling does get a slightly better spread by getting as low as 42 centimeters compared to the 47 centimeters of the Shogun. Again, not really enough to matter. Recoil is fairly close, but I think the Shogun just about wins it in that department. At the end of the day, I think it will basically be a case of, do you prefer 5 shells that you can fire off quickly, or are you happy with the 3 shells of the drilling and the added benefit of doing slightly more damage? It will be interesting to see how both these shotguns compare to the trench gun when I review the Trench Warfare pack. Next up is the Mosin. Yes, there has been a lot of people desperate to get their hands on this sniper rifle, and it is finally here. But how does it compare to the Springfield and the Kar 98? Well, first up, let's take a look at max damage, with the Mosin coming in at a fairly feeble 140, which is lower than both the Springfield, which comes in at 150, and the Kar 98, coming in at 183. Meaning the Mosin isn't even able to one-hit kill a regular soldier with a limb shot like the Springfield and Kar 98. So maybe it will win out in the muzzle velocity department, right?
Wrong.
Its max muzzle velocity caps out at 938 meters per second compared to the 1008 meters per second of the Kar 98 and the 1130 meters per second of the Springfield. And speaking of the Springfield, the Mosin doesn't even come close to matching its glorious zoom. Customizability wise, you can have iron sights and a bayonet, but you do not get a mag slot or a foregrip slot. It seems that the days of the Mosin being a long shot king are over. So what is the Mosin good for? Well, it seems it's now more of a middle ground between the medium range rifles like the SRM or the Lee Enfield and the longer range rifles of the Springfield and the Kar 98. The Mosin does more damage than the SRM and the Lee Enfield, but less than the Springfield and Kar 98. And the same applies for muzzle velocity, making this a fairly underpowered rifle. What the Mosin does have though is pretty good control and mobility, making this gun slightly more akin to the Lee Enfield. But the problem I have with it is that it should really be up there competing with the Springfield and the Kar 98. There are plenty of other rifles that could have been used as a middle ground, so why choose to weaken the fan favourite Mosin? I feel there will be a lot of people disappointed with this rifle, especially those who have been waiting almost a year to get their hands on it. If you're one of the people who has been waiting for the Mosin, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Personally, I shall be sticking with my trusty Winchester. And finally, we get our next DLC mission, Rough Landing, which appears to be heavily influenced by one of Sniper Elite 4's best maps, Regolino Viaduct. Now both are heavily wooded with a huge bridge and a small village with a church. They even share multiple objectives such as searching crash sites, finding pilots and destroying armoured vehicles. But is it any good? The map offers wooded areas, farms, a village, industrial locations like the mines and the train yard, as well as a huge bridge in the centre, so it definitely gets points for having a nice variety of different areas. Another great thing about this mission is there's a decent amount of objectives, so let's talk a little bit more about those. The mission is actually pretty unique in that it's actually a search and rescue mission. Reconnaissance planes have been shot down in the area and you have to locate the crash sites and search for the pilots. And I have to say I really did enjoy searching around the map for these friendly NPCs and having conversations with them.
Don't worry about me, it's the captain. Those Nazi bastards captured him.
It adds a little bit of something different to the mission. That being said, it's the very nature of the mission, of course, that there was going to be more AA guns to take out. Goddamn AA guns, I'm getting fed up with them. But I will give them a free pass on this mission as the whole point is to locate shot down pilots. It would actually, and I can't believe I'm saying this, be pretty dumb not to include AA guns on this mission. There just better not be any more in the next mission.
Our flyboys will be happy to see these gone.
As for the other objectives, it's nothing we haven't seen before, you know, take out a tank, kill an officer, search a safe, you know, the usual Sniper Elite affair. But again, I really did enjoy trying to find the pilots, and the pilots aren't the only NPCs to be found around the map, so big thumbs up for including friendly NPCs that we can talk to. I really hope we see more of that in the future.
One less problem the resistance has to.
Now, I've not played Invasion yet on this map, but I suspect this will be a fantastic map for Invasion. There's lots of alternate routes and little paths to take. The huge bridge in the middle of the map passes over a lake, which the whole map wraps around. Now, I did have a lot of fun exploring this map for the first time. As for long-range sniping, there isn't too much of it, really. I mean, you can snipe the guys on the bridge or stand on the bridge and snipe, but for the most part, the sniping is not particularly long-range. For those that hate the fact that assets are reused will probably be a little bit disappointing. Things like the train station, for example, is the same train station from Secret Weapons. There's a few bits reused. Personally, this doesn't really bother me, to be honest, but there are people who dislike it, so I'm just letting you know. Nothing is reused to the extent to get upset about. At least I didn't notice anyway. Now on to the negatives. Now there isn't that many, to be honest, and the first one is just a little niggle really, and that is we are still getting underpopulated maps. Now don't get me wrong, this mission doesn't feel nearly as underpopulated as the Conqueror mission did, which is a good thing, and I think that's all down to some crafty map design. Having this huge inaccessible lake in the centre of the map has allowed them to move the soldiers that would have been used to fill that area to populate other areas, so we don't get as many unoccupied areas on the map. But I still think this mission would benefit from more soldiers on the map. It's even more apparent when you stealth through the mission. I've been thinking maybe this is down to invasion mode. You know, maybe they don't want you getting invaded and having 200 enemies on the map as well. Maybe they think it's just a bit too much. The map is a decent size and it should be filled with enemies, but not just soldiers. There is only one single armoured vehicle on the whole map, and coming to a checkpoint with a single soldier is pointless. There should be 4 or 5 soldiers here, not just one guy. But like I say, it's not nearly as noticeable as Conqueror, but this does lead me onto my next negative, which is it's just too easy. Now this isn't really a knock against the mission itself, more a knock against the game. And this isn't me blowing smoke up my arse by saying it's so easy, I'm so good. I'm noticing more and more people agreeing that the game is just way too easy. Why we haven't got Authentic Plus by now really does blow my mind. You know, Rebellion have made this fantastic game. It's not perfect, but I truly do love Sniper Elite 5. But because the difficulty isn't there, it's damaged the game as a whole. Now, I don't have a problem with making it easier, adding civilian difficulty for folks who struggle, whatever. That's absolutely fine. But removing the thing that made Sniper Elite great, a real challenge, was a terrible mistake. But I'm not going to rant. The difficulty of the game is a topic for another video, but I just wanted you to know, it's just frustrating how easily on Authentic we can just run through these missions. This mission, for example, took me about 2 hours the first time I played it. I was taking my time, you know, exploring the new map. I was on Authentic, did it in one life, never even came close to dying. It's just, where is the challenge? Anyway, back to it. Now, the final negative of this mission is the bridge itself, the main feature of the map, and you don't even need to step 1 foot on it. In fact, there's no reason to interact with it at all. I couldn't believe it. The most we get is a bit of intel saying there's some suspicious activity on the bridge. Now, if you go in guns blazing, you never find out. But if you sneak on the bridge, then you discover that the Nazis have actually rigged it to blow, and Carl then says he should stop them.
Nazis have rigged the bridge to blow. I should see if I can put a stop to them.
But that's it. There's no objective, there's no explosives to defuse, it's just a bit pointless. Now, was it cut content? Was there originally going to be an objective to defuse the explosives on the bridge? I don't know, but the bridge was certainly a missed opportunity and a big disappointment. Now, when I first played the mission, right, I'd done all the objectives except locate the last pilot. Now, I hadn't been on the bridge yet, but after I found the pilot, he let me know that there was suspicious activity on the bridge. He then says, be careful, as there are snipers everywhere. So I killed everyone on the bridge from range, then I made my way to the bridge. I started walking across it, when I remembered what the pilot said. There's snipers everywhere. Because there isn't, there's only 2 enemy snipers on the whole map. Then it got me thinking about what the kill list target was saying about they know an American sniper, you know, talking about Carl, is in the area.
Well, there's an American sniper in the area. The best of the best, apparently.
So they know we're here. I thought, just for a second, they know we're here. There's snipers everywhere. Is this going to be an ambush? Am I going to get to the centre of this bridge and snipers are going to appear? I thought, surely not. Are they going to do a Sniper Elite 3, Kasserine Pass, end of mission, and have a load of snipers turn up all around me? Am I going to have to snipe my way off this bridge? I prayed to the Sniper Elite gods, hoping. I honestly thought there was a chance it was going to happen, but it never did. Man, I was expecting way too much. Just imagine getting on that bridge to find it's an ambush. Snipers appear everywhere and you've got to try and fight your way off. I mean, just look at the map. You would literally be surrounded on all sides by snipers. It would have been this epic sniper battle, but no. Not only do we not get that, we literally get nothing on the bridge at all. What a missed opportunity. But yeah, there's very few negatives really. A few more enemies would have been nice and the bridge could and should have been used to more effect. But that's about it. Overall, I did enjoy the mission. It's plenty varied and it's nice to see a new type of objective. The friendly NPCs is a big plus for me. I'd love to see more of that in the future. The Shogun Shotgun is a welcome addition. It's nice to have another option in the shotgun department. That being said, I haven't even looked at the trench gun yet, but I will be reviewing that pack next. And the Mosin, which is the most disappointing aspect of this pack. Now, it's not a bad gun by any means, but it's just not great either compared to the rifles we already have. At least I didn't think so. For me, in Sniper Elite 5, I'd go with the Lee Enfield over the Mosin, but that's just me. Maybe you will have more joy with it than I did. So the price of this pack is £11.99, same as Landing Force, and the Season Pass price is £24.99. So it's nice to see they've lowered the price of Season Pass 2 compared to Season Pass 1. If you're going to pick this up, then I'd definitely just get the Season Pass. That'll be your best bet. Is it worth £11.99 individually? I'd say so for the new mission, yeah. I mean, it all depends how much you love the game. The shotgun is fairly decent. It's just the Mosin that lets this pack down. You never know, though. Maybe we'll see a buff to the Mosin in the future. Anyway, be sure to let me know what you think of this pack in the comments section down below. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. It really does help the channel to grow. This is a dedicated Sniper Elite channel, so hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date on all things Sniper Elite, and I will see you guys in the next video!
Brutal Barracuda, a Sniper Elite channel.